Welcome back to the Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but the Northwood Falcons are back in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Tim, and a Falcon win this week sends them back to the quarterfinals for the third season in a row. Let's get back into the Louisiana highlights.
Louisiana Highlights, brought to you by Chris's Velocity Urgent Care.
The Falcons going to have to get it done on the road at Carencro if they want to make it 3 straight, and this is Carencro, 4th and short, picking it up, and then a little bit later, the Bears going through the air, a rarity for Carencro for a long gain right there, and then now they're going to look like they're going to pass again.
Falk.
Bounces one way, goes the other way, gets the edge. He's going to take it in for the score. Northwood falls on the road tonight, 35-7. Their season comes to an end.
The Houghton Buccaneers also with a long road trip this week, taking on Como in Lafayette. Third quarter, Houghton with the ball. Keyshawn Davis with the run. Looks like he's going to step out of bounds, plants that left foot, cuts it back inside, and he's going to take it to the house. Davis puts the Bucks up 14-7. Como next drive. This is Trey Harris. He's looking for his main man, Cavius Honor. That's good for 6. PAT was good, and we were tied at 14, but the Houghton Buccaneers punching their ticket to the state quarterfinals. They win this one 23-21 down in South Louisiana.
Evangel could have shared the bus with Houghton this week. They're also in Lafayette taking on St. Thomas More, and this is St. Thomas More getting on the board first. Caleb Holstein looking the other way, finds Carter Arsenault, 7-0 Cougars at that point. Now Evangel getting on the board. It is future Arizona State QB Blake Chapin scrambling around. Keeps scrambling, still scrambling. Eventually going to find his way into the end zone right there. Looks like a cast.
He does.
You can swing that thing around like a club down there in Lafayette. Cougars driving late in the first and switch sides for the start of the second. Holstein giving this one to Noah Frederick.
He's into the end zone, but he paid the price.
Evangel's season coming to an end. Cougars take down the Eagles 42-21, the final score.
Down in 3A, the Green Oaks Giants with a tough one in the second round, taking on top-seeded St. James. Giants on the move early on. Check this play out by Boom Baker, avoiding the rush and finding Minion Jackson down the field. A big gain, and the Giants were in business. That set up this. Jemiah Sanders finishing the drive from 2 yards out. 2-point conversion, good. 8-0. Green Oaks smelling the upset, but St. James has an answer. Shamar Smith to Shaz Preston on the slant, and Preston does the rest. This one all Wildcats from there. Green Oaks season comes to an end. 41-8. The final.
The Haynesville Golden Tornado know how to win in the playoffs. Can they use that knowledge tonight against Bazille? And the Tornado striking first with a sweep touchdown. This is Draven Heist taking it in for the score. But here comes the Bearcats. They're going to give it to their running back, Logan David. He is going to score. This game tied up at 7 there in the second quarter. Now Haynesville coming right back as they are going to score from the red zone. This is going to be John Tavian Brown finding the end zone for the Golden Tornado. But Bazille now coming back and as well. They're going to give it to A.J. Montgomery here in a second. After Haynesville, they're going to group up here on defense. But here comes A.J. Montgomery, and he reels it right up the right sideline. Score back tied at 14. Haynesville's season, though, coming to an end in a nail-biter there. Golden Tornado fall 28-27.
In 2A, John Bachman's Red River Bulldogs down in the Lake Charles area taking on Kinder in the downpour. Starting off the scoring, Ty Fusler taking it in from 12 yards out to put the Jackets up 7. Now, after a punt return, set up great field position for Kinder. First and goal for the Jackets quarterback. Hayes Fawcett hits his man Landon LaBouffe on the slant to make the score 14-0. Kinder again driving in the second half, and Haynes Fawcett calling his own number on the option. He sees nothing but a clear path to the end zone to make it a 3-score game. Red River did put a couple of touchdowns on the board, but their season comes to an end. They fall 28-14 the final.
Let's go back up to the 5A bracket. The Ruston Bearcats hosting East Ascension in the second round. Scoreless in the first quarter. Jaden Procell is going to be sacked by a handful of Spartans, but on the very next play, Purcell connecting with Catravion Hargrove. He is going to cut to the outside right here, cuts it back inside right there, and he takes it in for the touchdown. Bulldogs up 7-0. Now ensuing Spartan drive, Cameron Jones is going to give it to Ethan Bagwell. He finds a hole to his right, bursts through, eventually pushed down at the 1-yard line. Next play, Jones is going to give it to Bagwell again. This time he is going to take it in for the touchdown. We were tied up at 7 at that point. Ruston, though, getting the win over East Ascension, 21-13, the final there in Lincoln Parish.
So 2-5A has 2 teams in the quarterfinals, Ruston and West Monroe. And 1-5A has 2 teams in the quarterfinals with the Airline Vikings and the Houghton Buccaneers.
That's some good football teams up here in North Louisiana.
Four teams from North Louisiana in 5A going to represent North Louisiana in the semifinal, or the quarterfinals, not semifinals. Getting a little ahead of myself.
We still have one more week before we can get to the semifinals. Oh, coming up on the Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz, we're going to take a look at this week's top plays, plus a little bit later in the show, find out this year's Player of the Year. Those things coming up after the break.
Friday Night Blitz on NBC6! Friday Night Blitz on NBC6!